All right, so for example 4, calculate f of x, f prime. There should be a prime right here, by the way. It's typed there, but you can barely see it. F prime of x and f double prime when your original function is a product. All right, so this is the same thing as x times cosine x, which means I'm going to need the product rule if I'm going to find its derivative. So f prime of x, product rule, please think of setup. X times negative sine x, the derivative of cosine is negative sine, plus cosine x times 1. Let's clean it up a little bit so it's a little nicer to work with. X times negative sine x plus just cosine x. Accomplished my first task. I found f prime of x. I have no squareds in there. I don't have anything I can simplify or make it any easier. Now I am at f double prime of x. So f double prime of x is going to equal, I have a product rule up front. So let me underline this. This is going to be my product rule here up front. But then my derivative of cosine is minus sine x. So that one can just come straight down, but I need to do a product rule for the first part. So I've got x times the derivative of negative sine. So there's a 1 in front. The derivative of the derivative of sine is just the cosine. So this is negative cosine x. But then I still have my negative sine x times 1, which is the derivative of x. So it's the first times the derivative of the second plus the second times the derivative of the first. So if I start to clean this up, negative x, cosine x, minus sine x, minus sine x. And I'm done. So here's f prime, here's f double prime. Any questions? You okay? So I just want to rewrite this underneath. This is f prime of 0. The syntax, I'm not sure why the apostrophe is blending in with the italicized letter, but they're asking you to find f prime of 0. So again, this is going to be e to the x times cosine x. This is going to be a product rule. So when I do f prime of x, I need my setup. I cannot stress enough how much I love setting it up and making sure that I'm not worried about pulling different things. I know I have to fill in those 4 spots. So e to the x times negative sine x plus cosine x times e to the x. The derivative of e to the x, which was from an earlier lesson, is just e to the x. So now when I want f prime of 0, I'm going to replace all of my x's with zeros. So unit circle wise, I'm dealing with this point right here, which is the point 1, 0. Anything to the 0 power is 1 minus the sine of 0 is negative 0 plus the cosine of 0 is 1 times 1 equals 1. And I'm done. Tonight's assignment consists of 6 Delta Math A into B level problems, and then you have a worksheet that I'm going to ask you to do. And I just want to take a second to look at a couple problems on the worksheet.